Something happened at Costco in 2025 that almost nobody noticed, and it's going to change how you shop there forever. While you were grabbing your usual cart and heading to the back for chicken, they quietly rolled out a price manipulation so clever that most members are now paying 58% more for the same product without even realizing it. That's just one of 10 secrets Costco has been hiding, and some of these tactics are so effective that once you see them, you'll never walk through those warehouse doors the same way again. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which prices to watch, which products to avoid, and how to turn Costco's own system against them to save hundreds every single year. The company just made a move that ended a 12-year partnership, and the reason behind it reveals exactly how much power Costco actually has over even the biggest brands in the world. In early 2025, every food court across the country started replacing Pepsi products with Coca-Cola. Coke, Coke Zero, Diet Coke, and Sprite are back after being completely absent since 2013. Most people think it's just about taste preference or some corporate handshake deal, but the real story is about leverage and ruthless negotiation tactics. Back in 2013, Costco switched to Pepsi purely to save money and protect that famous $1.50 hot dog combo that we'll get to later. Pepsi offered a better wholesale deal, so Coke was out. No discussion, no compromise. Fast forward to late 2024, and Costco pulled all Coca-Cola products from their shelves for an entire month as a deliberate power move during contract negotiations. Think about that. They completely yanked one of the world's most recognizable brands off their shelves because Coke wouldn't meet their price demands. That's not normal retail behavior. That's a warehouse giant showing a multi-billion-dollar beverage empire who's actually in control. Coke eventually caved, dropped their wholesale prices, and now they're back in food courts nationwide. What does this tell you? Costco negotiates everything, and they're willing to walk away from anyone who doesn't play by their rules. If they can strong-arm Coca-Cola, imagine what they're doing to smaller suppliers who desperately need Costco's shelf space. And that's exactly why they can offer prices other stores can't match. They don't just ask for discounts, they demand them. But here's where it gets interesting. And this is where most shoppers are leaving money on the table every single visit. Most people walk right past the actual deals because they don't know how to read the price tags. Every single Costco tag contains hidden codes that tell you whether something is discounted, discontinued, or about to disappear forever. A price ending in 97 means it's been marked down from the original price. That's your signal to buy now because it's a legitimate clearance item, not just a temporary sale. If the price ends in poor 0 or 49, that's a manager markdown, usually a display model, damaged packaging, or overstock the warehouse desperately wants gone. Sometimes these items drop by hundreds of dollars with absolutely zero announcement or signage. Then there's the asterisk in the upper right corner of the tag. That tiny symbol means the product is being discontinued. Once it's gone, it's not coming back, period. Veteran members scan for asterisks like treasure hunters because that's where the real deals hide, especially on seasonal items, electronics, and furniture. But there's something even fewer people know, and this one can save you serious money. You can negotiate display items. Walk up to a manager, point at that floor model TV, desk, or patio furniture, and ask for a discount. One shopper on Reddit reported grabbing a $2,000 gaming PC for $2,200 just by asking politely. It doesn't work every single time, and it depends heavily on the manager and the condition of the item, but most people never even try because they assume Costco doesn't negotiate. They absolutely do. You just have to know how the game works and be willing to ask the question. The worst they can say is no, and the best case, you walk out with a display model at 40% off. Now, let's talk about the controversy that had Reddit absolutely losing it throughout 2025, and it's the perfect example of why you can't trust packaging size alone. The muffins. For years, decades even, Costco sold muffins in 2 6-packs, and you could mix and match flavors. Chocolate chip, blueberry, poppy seed, whatever combination you wanted. Then in early 2025, they switched to single 8-packs with no mixing allowed. On the surface, it sounds like you're getting more muffins for your money, right? 8 is more than 6. But here's the problem. The new muffins are noticeably smaller. When people actually weighed them and did the math, they discovered the price per ounce jumped by a staggering 58%. That's not inflation. That's not supply chain issues. That's strategic downsizing disguised as convenience, and it fooled thousands of shoppers in the first few months. Costco has been dealing with rising food costs just like every other retailer, but instead of raising prices directly and taking the public backlash, they shrink products and change packaging formats. Most shoppers don't calculate unit prices. They see 8 muffins, assume it's the same great Costco deal they've always gotten, and toss it in the cart. But it's not. This is the kind of move that shows you need to pay attention to every single detail, even at a store built entirely on the reputation of saving you money. The lesson here? Always check the unit price on the shelf tag. That number tells the real story, not the package size. Let's circle back to those free samples, because what seems like a fun perk is actually one of the most sophisticated psychological weapons in retail. Almost everyone loves walking past the sample stations and grabbing a bite of pizza, a piece of sausage, or a sip of some new smoothie flavor. It feels harmless, friendly, and like a little gift from Costco for being a loyal member. But that seemingly innocent interaction is actually a calculated psychological tactic called the reciprocity effect. When someone gives you something for free, your brain automatically feels obligated to give something back, even if you don't consciously realize it's happening. It's hardwired into human psychology. Studies have shown that simply placing a sample station near a product can boost sales of that specific item by 30% to 200%, especially if it's a newly launched product trying to gain traction. But here's the part most people completely miss. Sample workers aren't Costco employees. They're trained professionals hired through third-party marketing companies like Club Demonstration Services. They undergo specific training on exactly how to engage you, what phrases to use, and how to create a crowd effect that makes the area look popular and busy. When you stop to try something, others naturally stop too, out of curiosity. And suddenly there's a mini traffic jam in that aisle. While you're standing there waiting for your sample, you're not just standing still. You're scanning the shelves around you, and that's when impulse purchases happen. Your guard is down. You're in a good mood from the free food, and products you never intended to buy suddenly look appealing. The stations are never placed randomly. They're strategically positioned in high-profit zones like premium foods, alcoholic beverages, snacks, and ready-to-eat meals. Everything from the height of the table to the lighting around the station, and even the aroma drifting through the aisle, is designed to make you stop and engage. And that smell, that's completely intentional. Nothing pulls people in like the aroma of fresh-baked pizza, grilled sausage, or warm cookies. It triggers hunger and nostalgia simultaneously, making you more likely to buy comfort foods and snacks you don't need. Speaking of stopping people, Costco made a controversial and highly debated move in 2024 that fundamentally changed how you enter the warehouse. They installed digital membership card scanners at the entrance to every location. Before this change, you only had to scan your card at checkout, but the explosive rise of self-checkout lanes created a massive problem Costco couldn't ignore anymore. Non-members were borrowing cards from friends and family, using them to shop freely, and then checking out at self-service kiosks where enforcement was minimal. Essentially, they were stealing the benefits that paying members were funding. Costco didn't like that one bit, so they cracked down hard. Now you scan at the door before you even grab a cart, and if the membership card doesn't match your face or ID, you're not getting in. The official company statement was direct and unapologetic. We don't feel it's right that non-members receive the same benefits and pricing as our members. Fair enough from a business perspective, but there's still a workaround that most people have no idea exists. The Costco Shop Card. Only members can purchase one, but absolutely anyone can use it to shop. If you have a friend or family member with an active membership, they can load a shop card with anywhere from $25 to $2,000, and you can shop at any Costco location without paying the annual membership fee. It's the only completely legal way to access Costco warehouses, gas stations, and food courts without a membership, and the company is fully aware of it. They see it as a strategic gateway. Many people who start shopping with a borrowed shop card eventually sign up for their own membership once they realize how much money they're legitimately saving over the course of a year. Speaking of membership fees, in September 2024, Costco raised prices for the first time since 2017. The Gold Star membership went from $60 to $65, and the executive membership jumped from $120 to $130. That increase affected about 52 million memberships worldwide, but Costco had been holding back for years, while inflation soared specifically to maintain customer loyalty during tough economic times. The company increases fees roughly every 5 to 7 years, and their membership renewal rate still hovers around 90%, which is absolutely unheard of in retail. Now let's get into the most famous Costco product of all time. The one item that has reached near mythical status among shoppers. The $1.50 hot dog and soda combo. In 2024, during a company earnings call, Costco's CFO went on public record and confirmed they have absolutely zero plans to raise the price. That deal has been locked at $1.50 since 1985. Nearly 40 years without a single cent increase. If it had adjusted for inflation like literally every other product in America, it would cost around $4.50 today. Instead, Costco loses money on every single combo sold. They sell over 100 million hot dogs per year, and every single sale is a deliberate financial loss. In 2023 alone, they moved more hot dogs than every Major League Baseball stadium in the United States combined. But here's why they do it, and this is critical to understanding Costco's entire business philosophy. It's a branding and emotional retention strategy. The $1.50 combo makes you feel like you just won, even if you literally just spent $300 inside the warehouse on bulk toilet paper, electronics, and snacks you didn't plan to buy. That emotional hit is priceless. It reinforces the idea that Costco is on your side, looking out for your wallet, and giving you unbeatable value. And notice where the food court is always positioned. It's near the exit, right after checkout, when you're tired, hungry, and your wallet is already lighter. You've already spent the money. Now there's a cheap, hot, satisfying meal waiting for you as a reward. That's not an accident. That's deliberate psychological placement. To keep costs as low as possible, Costco even built its own hot dog manufacturing plants in Los Angeles and Chicago back in 2009 and 2015. They control every single step, from sourcing ingredients to production to packaging, cutting out middlemen entirely and maintaining consistent quality while minimizing expenses. They don't sell hot dogs to make money. They sell them to make absolutely certain you keep your membership active and keep coming back month after month, year after year. Let's talk about Kirkland Signature, because there's an enormous amount of misinformation and myths floating around about what's real and what's exaggerated. Yes, Many Kirkland products are legitimately made by major national brands, and some of those connections have been publicly confirmed through recalls and industry reports. Duracell manufactures Kirkland batteries. Kimberly-Clark, the massive company behind Huggies, produces Kirkland diapers. Georgia-Pacific, which makes Brawny paper towels, also manufactures some Kirkland paper products. In these cases, you're literally getting the exact same product, made in the same factory, with identical ingredients or materials, just in different packaging, and you're paying 20 to 30% less for the Kirkland version. But here's what people constantly get wrong, and where the hype can mislead you. Not every single Kirkland item is superior, or even equal in quality. Some products, especially paper towels, laundry detergent, and certain canned goods, receive genuinely mixed reviews because they don't quite match the quality, thickness, or performance of the name brand originals. Kirkland's strength is in how the brand operates. Costco doesn't spend a single dollar on traditional advertising or fancy packaging design. They also don't share profit margins with another company, which allows them to keep prices remarkably stable even when national brands raise theirs due to inflation or supply chain issues. Most manufacturers absolutely refuse to publicly admit they make Kirkland products because they don't want to weaken their own brand power or give customers a reason to switch to the cheaper version. But product recalls often expose the hidden truth. When the FDA or USDA issues a recall, you can see which specific factories produced both the national brand and the Kirkland version, because they're required to list facility codes. That's how insiders and investigative shoppers figure out who's really making what behind the scenes. Here's a tactic Costco uses that most shoppers never consciously notice, but it dramatically affects how much money you spend. The treasure hunt layout. Every single time you visit, products have moved. Displays are different. End caps feature new items. That constant rotation is completely intentional. By continuously moving product locations and changing the store layout, Costco disrupts your shopping routine and prevents you from going on autopilot. Behavioral scientists call these mental shortcuts scripts, and when they're deliberately disrupted, your brain can't rely on muscle memory. You're forced to actively look around, scan shelves, and explore aisles you normally wouldn't visit. That rotisserie chicken you came in specifically to grab, it's always positioned at the very back of the warehouse, as far from the entrance as physically possible. To get there, you're forced to walk past snacks, electronics, seasonal clothing, wine displays, kitchen gear, and impulse buy items strategically placed at eye level. By the time you finally reach that hot chicken, your cart has accumulated extra items you never planned to buy. Studies consistently show that shoppers who enter Costco intending to buy just one specific item end up spending an additional $25 on completely unplanned purchases. That's the treasure hunt effect in action, and it works because you're navigating the entire massive store every single time. Costco knows you'll come in for essentials like toilet paper, rotisserie chicken, or paper towels. But if they let you grab those items quickly near the entrance and leave within 5 minutes, they lose potential sales. So they make you work for it, and along the way, you discover new products, limited time seasonal deals, and impulse buys you didn't even know existed. And speaking of that rotisserie chicken, Costco sold a staggering 137 million of them in 2023 alone, up from 117 million in 2022. That's an increase of 20 million chickens in just 1 year. They've been selling over 100 million annually since 2020, and the price has stayed locked at $4.99 despite skyrocketing poultry costs. Just like the hot dog, Costco loses an estimated $30 to $40 million per year maintaining that price. But the customer loyalty it generates is worth far more than short-term profit. Let's talk about Costco's gas stations, because for millions of members, fuel savings alone justify the annual membership fee. Costco now operates gas stations at most warehouse locations across the country, selling more than 4 billion gallons per year. And the price is consistently 20 to 40 cents per gallon cheaper than nearby competitors. With a typical 15-gallon tank, you're saving roughly $3 to $6 every single fill-up. If you refuel weekly, your yearly savings easily reach $150 to $300, which nearly covers or completely offsets the cost of a basic Gold Star membership. But it's not just about price. Costco's fuel quality is legitimately superior to many discount gas stations. Their gasoline is top-tier certified, meaning it contains extra detergent additives that actively keep engines cleaner and reduce harmful carbon buildup over time. This is the same certification you'd find at premium brands like Chevron, Shell, and Mobil. In simple terms, you're saving money up front while simultaneously helping your engine run smoother and last longer. Costco can offer these prices because of their absolutely massive purchasing scale, which gives them leverage to negotiate lower wholesale costs with refineries. They also intentionally limit payment methods to debit cards, Costco Shop cards, and the Costco Anywhere Visa card, which significantly reduces transaction fees that credit card companies normally charge. On top of that, Costco only takes a profit margin of about 7 to 10 cents per gallon, which is nearly half the industry average. If you use the Costco Anywhere Visa card, specifically at Costco gas stations, you earn 5% cash back on every gallon and 4% back at other eligible gas stations and EV charging stations for the first $7,000 spent per year. That cash back effectively adds another 15 cents per gallon in savings when combined with Costco's already low pump price. The only genuine downside is the lines. During peak hours, especially evenings and weekends, you may wait 15 to 20 minutes just to reach a pump, and waiting in the gas line has essentially become a Costco cultural trademark. But with price differences this large and quality fuel guaranteed, the overwhelming majority of shoppers feel it's absolutely worth the wait. Costco's return policy is legendary in the retail world, and it's genuinely one of the primary reasons members stay loyal for literal decades. You can return almost anything at any time, even without a receipt, and Costco will process the refund with minimal questions. Bought a TV 6 months ago and didn't like the picture quality? Return it for a full refund. Wore a shirt twice and realized it didn't fit right? Bring it back. Opened a box of cookies, tried one, and hated the flavor? They'll refund the entire box. This policy sounds completely insane from a business perspective, but it's actually brilliantly calculated. Every single year, Costco processes approximately $5 billion in returns, which represents roughly 1% of their total annual revenue. Instead of viewing this as a financial loss or waste, they strategically treat it as a long-term investment in customer trust and confidence. When shoppers know they can return absolutely anything without hassle or judgment, they feel significantly more confident spending money on big-ticket items like televisions, furniture, appliances, and electronics. That psychological confidence directly drives repeat purchases and keeps Costco's membership renewal rate at the highest level in the entire retail industry. But the policy isn't completely unlimited. Electronics and major appliances have a 90-day return window. High-value items like diamonds, gold, alcohol, tobacco, and personalized products are specifically excluded. And Costco actively monitors return behavior through their membership tracking system. If you're returning items excessively, especially products that were clearly used or consumed, your membership can be flagged for review or even permanently revoked. Despite those limits, there are legendary stories that have become part of Costco folklore. Customers have reportedly returned fully decorated Christmas trees in early January, claiming they weren't green anymore, or brought back barbecue grills absolutely covered in ash and grease and Costco still processed full refunds. That level of extreme flexibility and trust building makes people feel valued and respected. And that emotional connection makes them spend significantly more than any discount or promotion ever could. But not everything at Costco is running smoothly, and recent changes reveal cracks in the armor. In 2025, the company quietly started pulling physical books from many warehouse locations nationwide. This isn't a temporary inventory shift or seasonal change. It's a deliberate strategic move away from physical media as ebooks, audiobooks, and digital content completely dominate the market. For longtime members who genuinely loved browsing Costco's carefully curated book selection, featuring bestsellers and popular titles at discounted prices, this change stings. Then there's the growing produce problem that members have been complaining about loudly since 2024. Complaints about Costco's fruits and vegetables have been escalating rapidly, with shoppers reporting rapid spoilage, poor taste quality, and wildly inconsistent freshness depending on region and specific warehouse location. Some loyal members have publicly stated they've completely sworn off Costco's produce section, saying they buy everything else there, but now get their fruits and vegetables exclusively from local grocery stores or farmers markets. Costco hasn't publicly addressed these widespread concerns, which suggests they're either working on behind-the-scenes solutions with suppliers, or they've strategically decided that the volume and profit from bulk dry goods, packaged items, and electronics matters far more than fresh produce quality. Either way, it's a visible crack in the otherwise polished Costco reputation. And long-term loyal members are absolutely noticing and adjusting their shopping habits accordingly. Costco can genuinely save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year, but only if you truly understand how their entire system works and shop strategically instead of impulsively. Every price tag, every product placement, every sample station, and every warehouse layout decision has a deliberate psychological purpose designed to maximize spending. When you learn to read the hidden codes on price tags, actively spot those critical asterisks signaling discontinued items, confidently negotiate discounts on display models, and clearly recognize psychological tactics like the treasure hunt layout and reciprocity-driven free samples, you completely turn the game in your favor. The major 2025 changes prove beyond doubt that Costco is constantly adapting and evolving. The Pepsi to Coke switch demonstrates their enormous negotiation power over even the biggest global brands. The muffin downsizing exposes that even Costco isn't immune to rising costs and will use shrinkflation tactics. The entrance membership scanners reveal their aggressively tightening control over who gets access to member pricing. And that iconic hot dog combo? That's never changing, because it's the emotional anchor and psychological reward that keeps millions of members coming back year after year. Shop smart, know the tricks, understand the tactics, and Costco becomes one of the absolute best tools in your personal finance arsenal. Ignore them, and you're just another shopper walking out with a cart overflowing with things you never planned to buy, wondering why your bill is always higher than expected,